Welcome to Gazelles Softball on Yankton streaming on YouTube. Brought to you by First Dakota National Bank of Yankton. This broadcast is made possible by the following Sportscaster Club members: Midwest Insurance Agency, Murph's Appliance, Yankton Thrive, Stockman's Motorsports, Les Schwab Tires, Linda's Angel Crossing, MT and RC Smith Insurance Agency, Vichet, Elwood Dental, Floortech Restoration, Angela's Mexican Store, Yankton Rexall, KFC Taco Bell, SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab, Slumberland, Larry's Heating and Cooling, America's Best Realty, Larson Carpet, Anytime Fitness, King Buffet and Mongolian Grill, Yankton Medical Clinic, All Seasons Power Sports, Kaiser Heating and Cooling, JR's Oasis, Intech Cleaning and Restoration, The Bone Setter, Triple Time Rudy's, Meridian Photo, Graham Tire, Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts, Kalen's Indoor Comfort, H&H Roofing, Boss's Pizza and Chicken, Wall of Fame, and Ravin Books. Now, for the Anytime Fitness pregame show with the voice of Yankton Athletics, Zach Spear.
Play ball! Hello and welcome to Sioux Falls, South Dakota for more Gazelles softball brought to you by First Dakota National Bank of Yankton. First Dakota has proudly supported the dreams and banking needs of their customers for over 150 years. They offer personal, business, and ag banking solutions for every stage of your journey with 2 locations downtown and North Broadway, Yankton. Live a little bit earlier than expected as the JV game wrapped up a little early. And, well, we're going to be having an interesting pregame. Not sure when we'll actually be going live for the first pitch, but it is not going to be delayed like it was last night, as the Gazelles already out in the field taking some warm-ups during our Anytime Fitness of Yankton pregame show. Anytime Fitness Yankton, let's make healthy happen. Now on to game number 2 this week for Yankton, who's coming off a game against Sioux Falls Jefferson last night. They'll play again in 2 days as well. For tonight, they match up against the Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders at the Sanford Sports Complex in Sioux Falls. Entering this game, the Gazelles are 2-2 on the season, falling to Brookings and Sioux Falls Jefferson while defeating Aberdeen Central and Pierre T.F. Riggs. For the Rough Riders, they've only played Sioux Falls area teams, falling to Brandon Valley and T-Area, while lastly beating O'Gorman last week 8-5. It's extremely early, but we do have standings in AA. Yankton currently sitting at the 6th seed in AA, and Roosevelt at 11th. Of course, standings this early don't really mean much, but just kind of fun to take a look at. And now let's take a look at the numbers for each team this year. For Yankton, they're putting up 10.3 runs per game, a very good output so far from the offense 4 games in, compared to Sioux Falls Roosevelt, who puts up 4.7 runs per game. On the defensive side, Yankton allowing 6.8 runs per game. That's a difference good for a 3.5 average favoring Yankton. For Sioux Falls Roosevelt, a 10.7 runs allowed per game. Their difference, -6. Last year, the teams faced off. It was a 4-1 victory for Sioux Falls Roosevelt. And last year's matchup was a very good one, and it went the full distance. It was a low scorer, and that seemed to be the case for a lot of Roosevelt's game. Looking at it this year, it definitely feels like Yankton has improved at the plate and will certainly look to put up more runs this time around. For Roosevelt, they return essentially their whole team -1 senior from last year. Should be a good one here tonight. Yankton at 2-2 and Roosevelt 1-2. Although that record for the Rough Riders can be a little misleading, as their 2 losses came against teams who are a combined 6-1. Yankton looking for their 3rd win of the season. Sioux Falls Roosevelt looking for number 2. Just got a chance to talk with head coach Jill Muth ahead of this matchup, as Coach Seitz was he was pretty busy with JV, so that's no problem. Couldn't quite get the interview. When we return, we'll start with that chat with Jill Muth of the Gazelles. It's all here on Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
Stunning flowers from Pied Piper are the finishing touch on your most perfect wedding day. We are your full-service florist with the experience and knowledge to design the perfect wedding flowers, sure to make all your wedding flower dreams come true. Brides, bridesmaids, boutonnieres, corsages, ceremony reception, and all event work are our specialty. Your style, your day, your vision. Pied Piper Flowers makes it happen. Pied Piper Flowers, your wedding florist.
At Elwood Family Dental Care, we treat our patients like family. We have an experienced and caring dental team. We take the time to make sure you understand your oral health and answer any questions you have about your dental treatments. We take pride in educating our patients. Whether you need fillings, crowns or bridges, dental implants, just a teeth cleaning, or even Botox. Come visit us at 1818 Broadway Avenue. And remember, we take care of the entire family.
Hi, I'm Franny Kiefer with the Yankton School District Alumni Association. We strive to create a community of alumni and friends who support extracurricular and educational opportunities in the Yankton School District through scholarships, grants, innovative education opportunities, and staff appreciation. With us, you will keep connected to a community of Yankton School District alumni and friends all over. You can help continue to pay it forward and help future graduates. Register today at the Yankton School District Alumni Association website.
Yankton Rexall in the Meridian District, Yankton, for all your gifts and decor needs. It's the only place in town to find both Hallmark ornaments and cards for any occasion. They also have Willow Tree and Precious Moments collectibles, the perfect anniversary and wedding gifts, nativity scenes, Watkins products, and single $1 chocolates. The Yankton Rexall Pharmacy for all your prescription needs. Yankton Rexall at the corner of 3rd and Douglas, downtown Yankton.
Back on our coaches' conversations, it's head coach Jill Muth of the Yankton Gazelles. Coach, your team last in action last night against Sioux Falls Jefferson. What did you see in that one?
I think we competed. Reese came out and pitched a pretty good game for us. They've got some pretty good players that hit some balls, but I think after the first inning or so, she settled in and really pitched pretty well. I thought first time through the lineup, their pitcher kind of kept us at bay, but I thought the second time through the lineup, we did a good job of hitting some balls hard. And obviously we didn't get any runs out of it, but, that's a really good team they've got right there. And to know that, we hit some balls hard and we got some girls on base and we had some opportunities, and if we, cut back on the errors a little bit, that's like a 4-0 game, which, I'll take that anytime, against them. And so I just think, like we told them last night, we can compete in these games. We got to believe we can compete in these games just because it's Sioux Falls Jefferson or whoever we're playing, we got to believe we can compete. We can hit the ball with anybody. If we can go out in the field, we can compete with anybody. And that's what our goal and our thought needs to be every time we go out on the field.
And something we had talked about was Reese Gary continuing to throw well, even when maybe things weren't going so well in the field. What kind of confidence does a performance like that then build for you as a coach?
I think that she is just a steady gamer. Reese is a pretty quiet girl, and she's just going to put her head down and go to work, and she is going to give you her best every time she's out there. And I think that we know what we're going to get from her, just a steady performance and just someone that's going to throw strikes. And, she's going to say, here it is, see what you can do. And for the most part, she's done a pretty good job of limiting walks. And if we can have her do that, that's exactly what we need from her.
And for Sioux Falls Jefferson, as you mentioned, kind of a tough opponent, but kind of looking at that matchup between last year and to this year, both teams graduated, just a couple of seniors, so a lot of the same players on the field. What does it show, though, for improvement and growth from your team where realistically, as you said, it could have been a 4-0 game?
Yeah, that's exactly what we talked to the girls last night, last year, both times we played them, it felt much worse after both games. I think were they both 15-run games, or maybe they weren't 15-run games, but they were just felt a lot worse maybe than last night's did, and we, I think, can use that as, hey, we can compete. And that's what we told them last night. The Yankton Gazelles, we're here to make some noise and we can compete. So let's go out and show this team that, or any team that, we can hit the ball and we're going to make plays and we're going to be in games.
And now you take on Sioux Falls Roosevelt. What's an item or two that you'd like to see your team do better in this one?
Yeah, they have a pitcher that throws a rise ball. She's had, I think we were looking last night, she had 12 strikeouts against us last year, so we need to cut that number down. And that, we know it was a 4-0 game last year, and we had 12 strikeouts, so something that if we can cut back on those and put a ball in play, I think we can compete and go see what happens when we, put the ball in play and hit the ball hard and make them make plays. That's what Jefferson does really well. They put the ball in play and make you make plays, and sometimes you're going to make them, sometimes you aren't. But, hopefully tonight, when we get in the game, we can make a few more plays than we did last night and cut down on the strikeouts and hopefully get ourselves in a good position.
And does having a game the night before have much of an impact on your pitching situation coming into this one? And, of course, another game in a couple of nights?
Yeah, it's a lot for Reese, but we're going to, put her back out there and see what she's got for us, and hopefully she's going to give us the same thing she did last night.
Well, thanks for the time. As always, good luck in this one.
Yep, thanks, Zach. We'll talk to you after the game.
Again, that was head coach Jill Muth of the Yankton Gazelles on our Coaches Conversations. On the way, the Gazelles match up against the Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders, right here on Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
Hi, it's Linda at Linda's Angel Crossing in Yankton. I carry Tribal, Lulu Bee, Ethel, Southern Lady, and Old Ranch. I have other brands too. The nursery has everything you need for babies. Copper pearl bibs, magnetic sleepers, swaddlers, bag sleepers, and baptism. Toddler clothing, boys and girls Under Armour to size 7, toys, little golden books, and other unique kids' toys. Linda's Angel Crossing, 1101 Broadway in Yankton.
What does FloorTech do? When disaster strikes, water damage, mold growth, or fire cleanup, call the team you can trust. FloorTech Cleaning and Restoration. They respond fast to protect your home or business and restore it the right way with honesty, integrity, and top-notch service. Their crews proudly serve southeast South Dakota and northeast Nebraska, including Yankton, Mitchell, Norfolk, and Sioux Falls. For 24/7 emergency service, call 800-507-1822. If your home or floor is wet, call FloorTech or visit them at floortechrestoration.com.
Your local KFC Taco Bell at 2504 Fox Run Parkway in Yankton offers 2 menus combined into one. Something for everyone at KFC Taco Bell. When your family's hungry and can't decide between crispy chicken and mashed potatoes or tacos, burritos, and protein bowls, well, you don't have to choose. Get the best of both worlds in one stop. Cool down with the legendary Baja Blast Freeze or heat things up with a variety of hot sauces. KFC Taco Bell Yankton. Why pick one when you can have both?
Kaiser Heating and Cooling is your hometown team specializing in all things heating and cooling, as well as heat and glow gas, wood, and electric fireplaces, humidifiers and dehumidifiers, and all styles of ductless mini-split systems. Whether you are building or remodeling, our team of innovative experts will get you the correct equipment and indoor air quality accessories you need for your home or business. Remember, Kaiser Heating and Cooling is your hometown team for all things heating and cooling for the past 77 years. Go Bucks and Gazelles.
And back to the field to continue on with our Anytime Fitness of Yankton pregame show as both teams got some warming up out in the field. Gazelles will be wearing their black jersey and pants trimmed out in red and white. On the flip side for the Rough Riders, white jerseys with burgundy pants and a trim of burgundy as well on the jerseys. As coming up, it is the matchup between the Gazelles and the Rough Riders. For Yankton, 2-2 this season, and the Rough Riders currently 1-2. Last in action, Yankton was playing just last night and in Sioux Falls again. It was against Sioux Falls Jefferson. Here are your final stats from that game. Kelly Koletsky went 1 for 2 with a double in that one. Jocelyn Burns went 1 for 2 with a single. Eliza Gurney went 1 for 2 with a single. Kyra Churchmo went 1 for 2 as well, also a single. Madison Musfell went 0 for 1, also had a sacrifice bunt. Ava Gerard went 0 for 1. Isabel Sheldon in her lone plate appearance went 1 for 1, and she was able to hit a double and make use of that at bat. Brooklyn King went 0 for 2. Reese Gary went 0 for 2, and September Rao as well 0 for 2. Gary pitched the entire game for the Gazelles, and that went 4 2/3 innings as it reached the 10-run limit in the bottom of the 5th inning for Jefferson, winning 10-0. So she went 4 2/3 innings, gave up 10 runs, but 2 of those only were earned runs. She struck out 1 and walked 2. Yankton as a team went 5 for 17 at the plate, batting around a .300. Wasn't the worst game we've seen hitting, just unfortunately the hits did not combine together for any runs for the Gazelles. So 0 RBIs. And another thing to count too is there was no walks at the plate for the Gazelles, which certainly makes it a little bit more difficult to try and bring some runs home. So credit to Sioux Falls Jefferson, who played a very good game defensively and especially in the circle. At the plate, Yankton struck out 9 times, put up 0 runs against Sioux Falls Jefferson's 10 runs allowed, and then 7 errors in the field for Yankton. That's something you heard Coach Muth kind of mention there, as you'd like to see it cleaned up just a little bit here, and certainly an opportunity here for Yankton to try and take win number 3 on the season and get back with a winning record as they just had it before that. Sioux Falls Jefferson went into that game at 2-1. Also this week on Thursday, Yankton will host Sioux Falls, Washington. That, of course, will also be here on Yankton streaming on YouTube. First pitch for tonight was set for 6 o'clock. We'll see if that ends up being the actual start time here for tonight's action, or if we get going a little bit earlier. Some other games going on around in AA softball. Brookings taking on Aberdeen Central. Brennan Valley will take on Harrisburg in Harrisburg. Watertown against Pierre T.F. Riggs. Those games all starting at 4 o'clock, so probably nearing towards the end of the games, but no score updates. Mitchell will take on Sioux Falls, Washington, who Yankton will see Thursday. That game was set to have started about 10 minutes ago. Again, no update. And then here tonight, the final game in AA action, where Yankton will take on Sioux Falls Roosevelt here in Sioux Falls. Right now on the field, they are honoring the teachers as it is Teacher Appreciation Night at the Sanford Sports Complex here. And of course, being honored on the field, the Sioux Falls Roosevelt teachers. As the Gazelles await for our starting lineups here. And we will step aside one more time here before we get to our starting lineups. We'll see if we have a national anthem here tonight. And, of course, game time on the way, all on Yankton streaming on YouTube.
Looking for a photo that actually looks like you, but better? At Meridian Photo, we specialize in capturing personality, not just poses. Whether it's headshots, high school seniors, family sessions, or team and individual sports photos, we'll make you look like a legend. We've just landed in the Meridian District of Yankton. Book your session today at meridian-photo.com or give us a call at 605-655-4598. Meridian Photo. Be you. You deserve it.
Looking to buy a home or maybe sell? Trust the name that puts you first. America's Best Realty. From your first showing to the final signature, their expert agents guide you every step of the way. Fast closings, top market value, and real service you can count on. Your dream home, they will find it. Selling fast, they will make it happen. Call America's Best Realty at 605-260-1600. America's Best Realty, because you deserve the best.
Larson Carpet has all your flooring needs. Step into their showroom to see a wide selection of all types of flooring. They have soft and luxurious carpet that's sure to bring comfort to your home. Stylized tile to make any room pop. Different color options of hardwood to make matching easy. And convenient vinyl plank for when spills happen. Of course, with the best customer service in the area. Their knowledgeable staff will make sure to answer any questions you might have. Larson Carpet, 212 Walnut.
Dive into the delicious all-you-can-eat Asian buffet, featuring mouth-watering Asian cuisine like broccoli beef, General Chicken, sesame chicken, so much more. Or choose from a fresh selection of meats, noodles, rice, vegetables, Asian-inspired sauces, and watch them sizzle on the Mongolian grill. Plus tantalizing desserts, including ice cream. Get your fill at King Buffet and Mongolian Grill, North Broadway, Yankton.
Weather around here gets pretty crazy. Are you sure the weather hasn't caused damage to your roof? Let Justice at H&H Roofing in Yankton take any roof damage worries away. He'll come and inspect your roof. Even if you've had an inspection, get a second opinion or re-inspection for your peace of mind. H&H Roofing has built their reputation on working to satisfy homeowners for years. Family owned and operated. H&H Roofing is bonded and insured. Contact Justice today.
And back to the field, still honoring the teachers here for Sioux Falls Roosevelt as we await for game time here on the field, and that is set again for 6 o'clock first pitch. Probably maybe going to be a little bit earlier as the Rough Riders will take to the field first, and Yankton will be at the plate to open this one. Again, should have starting lineups for sure here on the field, and we'll see if we do get a national anthem. Never quite know when you're at a sports complex if you're going to get the national anthem or not, so just kind of got to wait and see. So a look at some of the stats on the season for the Yankton Gazelles as we just go down the list for Madison Musfelt. So far this season, she's batting a .417 in her senior season. She's got 6 RBIs on the season. For Jocelyn Burns, batting a .333 and 2 RBIs on the year. Callie Koletsky is a sophomore, batting over .500, .545 her batting average, and also 2 RBIs. Brooklyn King batting .400 on the season. She's also got 4 RBIs to add on to that. Ava Gerard batting at a quarter pace, .250 with 4 RBIs. Olivia Puck has had 1 plate appearance on the season, no RBIs. Isabel Sheldon batting a .200. She's got 1 RBI. September Rao was perfect up until last night at the plate, but still a very good .667 she is currently batting on the season, along with 1 RBI, and she has worked her way into the starting lineup here for the Yankton Gazelles. And the last couple of games we've seen her in right field and batting 9th. For Eliza Gurney, batting a .167 to open her senior season and 2 RBIs, and now you can tell the confidence coming back. That number is certainly going to go up as the season goes on. Gurney, a very good hitter for the Gazelles, and actually led the team in batting average last season, and looking to up that number. And again, you know it is going to get up there. Kyra Churchman, the final senior for the Gazelles, currently batting .533, and she is tied for the lead on her team in RBIs, along with other senior Madison Musfeld, each with 6 RBIs. Reese Gary right now batting a .125 in her sophomore season, 2 RBIs. And she's also done the bulk of pitching here for Yankton with 19 innings pitched and just over a 4 ERA. So a very good ERA right there. Brenna Elwood we've also seen in the circle here for Yankton. She has pitched 2 1/3 inning and has not given up an earned run yet. So the ERA still currently at 0. For the Gazelles, they are batting a .365 overall as a team, 30 RBIs, and 4 games in. Those are certainly numbers you like to see. And they've pitched 21 1/3 inning and have a combined 3.61 ERA. So Yankton 2-2 looking for their 3rd win, and Sioux Falls Roosevelt 1-2 looking for win number 2 here on the season. As it is time for your starting lineups, brought to you by Larry's Heating and Cooling of Yankton and Vermilion. For all your heating and cooling needs, it's Larry's Heating and Cooling anytime, any day. First, we will set up the field here for the home team for the Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders. Making up the infield in the circle, we have Desiree Hinch, and well, we'll get to those starting lineups in just a second. We've got our national anthem first, and then we'll come back to our starting lineups. Here is your national anthem on the field.
All veterans and out-of-uniform military personnel may salute the flag as our national anthem is performed. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. Roosevelt High School, a member of the South Dakota High School Activities Association, which has adopted the rules under which...
And again, you just heard the national anthem being played here on the field, as now officially time for your starting lineups, brought to you by Larry's Heating and Cooling of Yankton and Vermilion. For the Rough Riders, they will start in the field to open this one. And leading off for them when they're at the plate is the center fielder, number 2, Rylan DeVries. The second hitter in their lineup will be in the circle as well. It's number 4, Desiree Hinch. Behind home plate, protecting number 5, Ray Sealer. The cleanup hitter for the Rough Riders, the shortstop, number 16, it's Miley Meligard. Batting fifth, and the fifth spot on the field, third base, number 33 is Vanessa Kiggins. The sixth hitter in the lineup, the first baseman, number 99, Aaliyah Chagoya. In right field, batting seventh is number 66, Abigail Paulson. In left field, the eighth batter, number 22, Avery Willis. And to round off the Rough Riders batting lineup, the designated player, number 11, Trista Anderson. Also playing in the field for Roosevelt, the second baseman and flex player, number 12, Lauren Carlson. The reserves for the Rough Riders are number 25, Peyton Eakling, number 1, Payson Sayasavin, number 3, Dawson Rosedier, number 9, Mackenzie Matson, number 10, Paige Schmidt, number 15, Ella Storer, and number 18, Ella Carlson. The Rough Riders are coached by John Seitz and currently hold a 1-2 record this season. Now the starting lineups for your Yankton Gazelles, who will be at the plate first. Leading things off in center field, it's number 3, Callie Koletsky. Batting second, number 2 at shortstop, Jocelyn Burns. To the outfield and left field, number 22, the third batter, Eliza Gurney. And the cleanup hitter for Yankton, number 23 behind home plate, Kyra Churchma. Batting fifth, number 1, Madison Musfelt. She will be a designated player tonight. At first base, where Musfelt normally is, batting sixth, it's number 10, Isabel Sheldon. Over to third base, the seventh hitter, number 8, Ava Gerard. Number 6, the second baseman, Brooklyn King. And to round off the Gazelles batting lineup, the right fielder, number 12, September Rao. In the circle for Yankton, but not hitting to open this one, number 29, it's Reese Gary. The reserves for Yankton are number 9, Olivia Puck, number 14, Keely Mosier, number 11, Hannah Chrisman, number 24, Brenna Elwood, number 17, Isabel Gurney, and number 4, Claire Taggart. The Gazelles are 2-2 this season and coached by Jill Muth. Again, the teams on the field, Gazelles in their black road jerseys trimmed out in red and white for the Rough Riders, in white jerseys trimmed out in burgundy, as well as burgundy pants. As it is just about game time here on the field, the Rough Riders will open in the field, and Yankton to lead things off. We'll take our final break of the Anytime Fitness Yankton pregame show. When we return, it's the start of action with Callie Koletsky leading things off against Desiree Hinch in the circle for the Rough Riders.
Do you like to read? I love to read. So does Raven Books, your unique bookstore in Yankton, where you'll find thousands of books from brand new to gently used oldies but goodies, all at unbeatable prices. Trade in your old favorites for credit and be able to explore something new. Whether you're a casual reader or a bookworm, Raven Books is your next chapter, located at 804 Bill Baggs Road. Raven Books, where every book finds a home.
If you're into hunting, fishing, towing, or just want to blaze the trail, All Seasons has ATVs, UTVs, dirt bikes, and scooters from quality brands like Honda, Yamaha, and CF Moto. Needing watercraft? All Seasons has a large selection of quality boats and wave runners, and we take pride in service after the sale. We have friendly certified technicians that will winterize, summarize, diagnose, and repair your power sports equipment. In business for over 20 years for good reasons. We're All Seasons, Power Sports and Marine in Yankton.
From simple sniffles to complex health conditions, the primary care providers at Yankton Medical Clinic will not only see you for your annual visits, screenings, and preventative care, but also provides care for the entire family, from pediatrics to adults. With 4 clinic locations and 15 outreach locations throughout South Dakota and Nebraska, compassionate, quality medical care is closer than you think. For more information on providers, services, and locations, visit our website, yanktonmedicalclinic.com.
And back to the field, it is game time with Callie Koletsky to lead things off here for Yankton. And the first pitch, a good one, a swing and a miss from Callie Koletsky. Again, it's Desiree Hinch in the circle here. Another swing and miss there for Koletsky. 0-2 now the count. Hinch, a player that Coach Muth mentioned in the interview, a very good pitcher, and struck out Yankton double digits last time they faced off. And the Gazelles trying to avoid having that happen again. The 0-2 pitch Again, a strike, and it's the third strike. Callie Koletsky goes down swinging, and Hinch will pick up her first strikeout of the game and the first out of the game as well. Now at the plate for the first time, Jocelyn Burns with no runners on, faces with just one out. At 5:55, we got started a little early here on the field. First pitch was set for 6 o'clock, just a few minutes early. As last night, we'll take it, last night we were about an hour and a half delayed, so a little easier this time. Burns sits on the first pitch, it's outside, ball one. Hinch's next one finds the zone, evens it up, 1-1 your count. Yankton shut out last night against Sioux Falls Jefferson after what was a few games of just offensive flurries for them. And that one comes in low, 2-1 the count. Two balls, one strike, and an out here at the plate. Jocelyn Burns, and a swing and a miss there. Awaiting on deck is Eliza Gurney with Kyra Churchma in the hole for Yankton. It's Sioux Falls Roosevelt playing the field, and Desiree Hinch pitching with Ray Sealer making up the other half of the battery for the Rough Riders. The 2-2 pitch, a swing, a miss, and another strikeout here at the plate for Desiree Hinch.
The left fielder, number 22, Eliza Gurney.
2 up, 2 down here, no runners on, and Eliza Gurney now facing a 2-out situation. Gurney sits on the first pitch. That one will miss outside, ball one. Gurney coming off a 1-for-2 performance last night. Sits on the next pitch, ball two. Gurney, one of the few lefties in the Gazelle roster, as she takes a swing at that one. Maybe gets a piece of it there as it pops out of the catcher's glove, and 2-1 your count. Yankton looking to start a 2-out rally here with no runners on. We've started the inning a 2 up, 2 down. And again, a swing there from Gurney as it gets to the backstop. 2-2 now your count, and Hinch trying to take all three here in the top half of this first inning of action. The 2-2 pitch, Gurney hits it up, and it's floating towards the third base side. A sliding effort, won't quite get there in time for Vanessa Kiggins, and new life here for Gurney at the plate. So count stays the same at 2-2, and Gurney has now gotten a piece of Hinch. First time the ball has really moved in any way towards the field, and now a full count here for Gurney against Hinch. Churchma waits on deck with her knee pads ready to roll as she'll be behind home plate when the Gazelles take to the field. The full count here. Gurney puts it into play. A slow dribbler over to first. It's picked up, and first will be touched as Gurney grounds out. And that wraps up the top half of the first inning of action. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on base. To the bottom of the first inning we go. And for the first time, we'll see the Rough Riders at the plate. That's here on Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
If you want somebody to come into your home and fix everything right the first time, look professional, act professional, treat you with respect, you gotta call Kaylin's. When they come in, I feel that they want to be there. I feel that they want to help me.
You know, they put on the little booties over their shoes. They had canvas from the garage door all the way down to walk on. They left the furnace room in the basement probably cleaner than it was when they came in.
They just do customer service very well. I would recommend Kaylin's to anyone.
Welcome to JR's Oasis, your one-stop food and gas shop. Proud to serve Phillips 66 regular, premium, and diesel fuel. After fueling, go inside for slushies and shakes, ice cream cones, and now offering a full line of healthy, chilled items and snacks. JR's hot menu is great for breakfast, lunch, and supper, featuring the famous Hammer Breakfast Sandwich and fresh hand patty burgers. Try the new Cafe Tango frozen coffees for that extra boost of deliciousness. JR's Oasis, East Highway 50, Yankton.
And into the field, the Gazelles go, and the battery for Yankton will be Reese Gary in the circle with Kyra Churchma behind home plate. And there is the throwdown as Ryland DeVries will kick things off here offensively for the Rough Riders, leading things off with Desiree Hinch on deck and Ray Sealer in the hole. No score after our first inning of action on our Fox Stop of Yankton scoreboard. The Fox Stop at the corner of West City Limits Road and 30th Street, Yankton, a full-service convenience store with hot food, Godfather's Pizza, personal pizzas, sandwiches, munchies, and beverages. Pay at the pump gas and diesel fuel, firewood, and propane exchange. For Reese Gary, her first pitch of the night sent in for strike one as a fake bunt attempt there from DeVries. Showed the attempt but then pulled back. As Gazelles will now have to play on their toes here in the field, and that one lofted into left field right away, and it's not going to be caught. It gets to the fence, and DeVries will open with extra bases. She takes off for third, and she'll reach safely off an opening triple for the Rough Riders. A good piece of the bat that one was. And a triple right out of the gates for Ryland DeVries and the Rough Riders. Desiree Hinch now at the plate, a runner in scoring position. With no outs on deck is Ray Sealer, Miley Melligard in the hole. Rough Riders looking for an early score here as that pitch scooped up off of the turf field. And turf something Yankton certainly used to, but not used to it in the outfield. So we'll see how that plays into factor tonight. 1-0 the count here. Desiree Hinch at the plate. A pitcher's duel here and hits it sky high into short left field. And Callie Koletsky comes over from center, brings it in. The throw home won't make it in time and is a sac fly for the Rough Riders, who take the early lead. DeVries scores from third, and Desiree Hinch the sac fly to left field.
Number 5, Raylan Sealer.
Ray Sealer now steps up to the plate with Miley Melligard on deck. Callie Koletsky drifted all the way from center field to call off Gurney in left. Pulled it in, and just one of those where it was deep enough where the runner was able to take off. That pitch well low, ball one. So 1-0 your updated score. The Roosevelt Rough Riders in the lead early on. Next pitch from Gary, sent in high, ball two. (2-0) the count. Gary winds up, sends it in, and bounces off home plate. 3-0 now the count. Appreciate you tuning in here on Yankton, streaming on YouTube. If you love Yankton Athletics, maybe consider subscribing, as you'll be notified then every time we're live, whether it's football, basketball, softball. We will have Yankton Athletics right here. And sent in high again. It is a 4-pitch walk for Ray Sealer, who is now on first, and a base runner again for the Rough Riders with just one out. Miley Melligard steps up to the plate, and I think we're going to have a courtesy runner, as over to first is Sealer, the catcher. And Paige Schmidt will trot over to first and run in her teammates' plays.
Running for the Riders, number 10, Paige Schmidt.
So Melligard at the plate, the cleanup hitter here for the Rough Riders. Was at shortstop in the top half of the first inning. That's where she'll take to the field in the top half of innings, barring any changes in the lineup for Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Schmidt now on first with Melligard at the plate. Ball is off of the turf, a takeoff towards second, and Schmidt will reach safely, ball one. So we got our first half inning of action already through before it even hit the original first pitch time. And only 6:05 on the clock now. 1 out in the bottom of the first inning. 1-0 here. Now 2-0 as Reese Gary now 6 straight balls thrown, looking to find her rhythm in the circle. Only walked 2 all of last game. 2-0 pitch, sends it in, and just a little low now. 3-0 the count. So should Meligard walk here, it'll be 2 4-pitch walks in a row for the Rough Riders. The 3-0, and it will be ball 4. 2 runners now on here for Roosevelt. So Vanessa Kiggins will step up to the plate. She's got runners on first and second with just 1 out. The 5th hitter in the lineup for the Rough Riders. On deck, Aaliyah Chagoya. As that one, Gary finds the zone, 0-1 the count, as there was no swing, but a called strike by the Blue. Oftentimes, if you'll see a streak of balls thrown, a coach will even say, hey, unless you see we're going to sit on the first strike. And you wonder if that's what happened there. Next one outside, ball 1. 1-1 your count here. Gary winds up. Sends that one in just a little high. 2-1. Reese Gary has pitched about 19 of the just over 21 innings of defensive action for the Gazelles. That one off the bat. It goes to right field. September Rao backs up, makes the catch, throws it to third. It won't make it in time, but gets the out. A 1-3 situation as Schmidt advances to third. Meligard stays on first, and Kiggins will fly out to right field. Now at the plate, Aaliyah Chagoya, the first baseman here for the Rough Riders. Faces a 2-out situations with runners on first and third as a foul ball sent straight back here, 0-1. Did appear like Meligard took off for second. The throw's down to second. Expect Schmidt to take off from third and try to score it. We'll see how Yankton plays it as the next one a ball, and Meligard will stay put on first.
Go after the batter, girls.
Chagoya, a 1-1 count, fouled off the first pitch she saw. Sits on the next one, and now a steal. They throw down to second, and staying put on third is Schmidt. As Burns kind of ran up, and the plan was to catch it, and really no intention of tagging the runner. It was designed to send it back home in case Schmidt took off. So Chagoya now facing a 3-1 count after that last pitch. And has runners on second and third with 2 outs. If Yankton can avoid giving up any more runs, they've got to feel all right with just giving up 1 run with 3 runners so far here in this first inning. And now Chagoya is walked, and bases are loaded with 2 outs. Nowhere to put a runner, no outs remaining to give up for the Rough Riders. Either a score or the end of the first inning here as Abigail Paulson steps up to the plate, the right fielder for the Rough Riders. Bases loaded, 2 outs here, and she is hit by the first pitch. It'll bring one across for Sioux Falls Roosevelt. 2-0 now, your new count. Meligard to third, Aaliyah Chagoya to second, and Abigail Paulson now on first after the bean. Timeout on the field. It's a Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton water break, locally owned for 4 generations. Call them for water softening and purification, salt, reverse osmosis needs, and bottled water. That's Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton. Gazelles talking things over here as bases remain loaded with 2 outs, and the 8th hitter in the lineup for the Rough Riders, Avery Willis, will be at the plate. And right now for Yankton, certainly feels like they got to get something. Gazelles will break the huddle, and Coach Seitz out there. Well, he's doing exactly that, coaching up his player, Avery Willis, before she takes her at bat. Trista Anderson awaits on deck, and then in the hole is the Rough Riders, top of the lineup. Avery Willis, an opportunity here for Roosevelt to extend their lead. They are up 2-0, a grounder over to Jocelyn Burns, scoops it up, sends it, and a nice toss over to first for out number 3, and that will wrap up our inning of action with a 6-3 put away on the ground out from Avery Willis. 2 runs off of 1 hit, no errors, and 3 left on base for the Rough Riders. That wraps up our first inning of action. 2-0, the Gazelles trail. When we return, it is the top of the second inning. Leading things off for the Gazelles, the cleanup hitter, Kyra Churchman, when we come back.
Midwest Insurance Agency values family. Our agency has been family-run for over 60 years. We pride ourselves on excellent, knowledgeable customer service. This day and age, everyone is so eager to have an immediate response with a quote. But at Midwest Insurance, we take our time and evaluate your assets and make sure you are properly insured. We take those what-ifs very seriously. As we continue on our family business with hopes of our children, Brooke or Jet, taking over in the future, we will continue to be there for you always. Come be a part of our family. Midwest Insurance Agency, 3016 Piper Street, Yankton.
And things moving extremely quickly here on the field as Churchma already in the box to take the first pitch from Hinch. Sits on it. It's a called strike 1. So Yankton trailing 2-0 and realistically could have been a lot worse after having bases loaded there. And with all said, 2-0's not the worst here for Yankton. Churchma will foul that one off. Out of play it goes. Now faces an 0-2 count. We've seen pretty much nothing but straight heat from Desiree Hinch in the circle for the Rough Riders. She has done a very good job. No walks and 2 strikeouts of Yankton's 3 outs. Now finds herself up in the count working against Churchma. Churchma lofts it up high up in the infield as the Rough Riders, great communication, and it's pulled in at second base by the flex player Lauren Carlson. So 1 up, 1 down, and now at the plate, Madison Musfelt will be at the plate. Yankton looking for their first base runner of the night, and kind of a similar start to what we saw last night against Jefferson. Musfelt sits on the first pitch. It's a good 1-0-1 the count. Hinch remains firing just strikes here, and really making life tricky for Yankton at the plate. A swing and a miss there makes it 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes here. And an out, no runners on. Madison Musfelt at the plate working against Desiree Hinch, and she will go down swinging. And that is strikeout number 3 for Hinch in the game. She's done an excellent job pitching here for the Rough Riders as Isabel Sheldon steps up to the plate. Sheldon went 1 for 1 in her last game. Starts this at bat with a swing. Couldn't get a piece of the ball there, 0-1. Game that is just humming right along, 0-1 the count. Sheldon maybe got a piece of that one, 0-2. I don't believe Desiree Hinch has thrown a single ball in this inning with 2 outs here. On top of that, I think she only threw 3 last inning, and that was when Eliza Gurney's at bat reached a full count. 0-2 your count here. Hinch to Sheldon, strikes her out in 3. It'll be another 3 up, 3 down inning for Yankton. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on base for the Gazelles as they look to get their bats rolling here coming up. But they'll have to take to the field and try to stop the Rough Riders for extending that lead. After 1.5 innings of action, it is 2-0 favoring the Roosevelt Rough Riders here on Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
Ooh, I knew
I should have had those brakes checked. At Graham Tire, it's all about safety. Tire mounting, balancing, wheel alignment, and shocks and struts and batteries, oil changes, and lube service. Graham Tire does these every day. And there's over an acre of tires. Graham Tire has them all, big and small. Tires for cars, trucks, campers, trailers, big rigs, and tracks. Honesty and integrity is a matter of pride since 1951. Graham Tire, Yankton.
Bottom of the second inning here, 2-0 Roosevelt leads, and leading things off for Sioux Falls Roosevelt is the designated player, Trista Anderson. She is the 9th hitter in the lineup for the Rough Riders, and
Leading off the second for the Rough Riders,
on deck will be the top of the lineup in Ryland DeVries. Southpaw here for Anderson, and the left side, well, the right side of the plate in the left-handed hitter's batter box. Gary's first pitch, it's a bunt put down, and it is foul as Churchman does throw it down to first. Would have been a base hit for Anderson, but it was a foul ball, 0-1 the count. You see that a lot in softball when you get a speedy left-handed hitter lay down a bunt often because you've got that extra step or two towards first. And with the base path, it's usually you got a decent chance of making it off of a bunt. And 0-2 now the count, as I'm not sure if it was just called for a strike two or if they're going to say she offered. Either way, it's no balls, 2 strikes, as Trista Anderson will now switch over to the right side for a right-handed attempt here. And now has to protect home plate. The 0-2 pitch here from Gary. Misses by a hair outside. Inches away from her first strikeout in the circle for our game here tonight. Gary, the 1-2 count. Now just a little bit on the other side, inside. Yankton would love to get an immediate out here before sending it to the top of the lineup for the Rough Riders. 2-2 the count, and now count full for Reese Gary as that one high and outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs, no runners on. It's the leadoff hitter in Trista Anderson. Bottom of the second inning here, and a swing and a miss. And Reese will get her first strikeout of the game and add to the season total.
the center fielder, number 2, Ryland DeVries.
Ryland DeVries now at the plate. No runners on. She faces just 1 out. Her last at bat, she hit a triple, 1 for 1, ended up being the first score of the game. It was a nice line drive into left center that ended up making it out to the fence. Sits on the first pitch, ball 1. On deck, Desiree Hinch awaits with Ray Sealer in the hole. Gary's next pitch finds the outside zone, evens it up at 1-1. One and 1 the count with 1 out. Gary's next one in the turf, 2-1. Again, appreciate you tuning in here tonight on Yankton streaming on YouTube. If you know anyone who might be interested in watching Gazelle softball throughout the season, let them know on Yankton streaming on YouTube as DeVries gets a good piece of it but fouls it off. And if they need the link, you can certainly share it. You just hit the share and then the copy link button, which is able to save it and send out via text. And support for Gazelle softball here. And we should have full coverage for the remainder of the season, barring any drastic changes. Back to a 3-2 count now. It's full with Ryland DeVries at the plate. She's made contact twice here. One was a triple, one was a hard hit line drive foul ball as Gary will send her to first with a walk. And after her last at bat, you're probably not too upset with a walk there, as DeVries clearly has shown in just 2 at-bats she can hit the ball well. Desiree Hinch will step up to the plate now here. Her second plate appearance. Sits on the first pitch. It's an 0-1 count as it was strike one. Hinch had a sac fly in the first inning of action, and it did credit towards an RBI, so it won't count against her batting average. Next pitch just a little low, 1-1. DeVries getting a decent lead off of first, but has stayed put so far. Churchma ready to pop up behind home plate and try and gun her down at second if she gets the opportunity. Foul ball there by Hinch, 1-2 now the count. As we have seen Churchma certainly between last year and this year, her fair share of throwouts to second. And what a momentum that can give you. It's right up the middle it goes. Hinch lines it to center field, a base hit and a single, her first hit of the game. DeVries advances to second, Hinch now on first. Runners on first and second with one out, and Ray Sealer at the plate. And with how much the Rough Riders have batted around so far in this game, you would assume they've got a lot of base hits, but really only 2 base hits for the Rough Riders at this point of the game. We do have a runner coming in for Hinch, and that is Payson Sayasavan.
The catcher, number 5, Raylan Sealer.
Ray Sealer at the plate now. Fresh count here for Sealer. An opportunity again for the Rough Riders. Sits on the first pitch, 1-0 the count. Sealer was walked in her first at bat, ended up being the second and up to this point final score of the game. 1-0 she faces in the count now, 2 runners on. Gary didn't move it much but found it enough to get it to the zone. Depending on where this goes, Yankton could either get the lead runner, try to twist him up at second and first, or just get the out at first here if it's in the infield. And that one fouled off, and I believe it also hit Sealer, so it'll be a dead ball. One ball, 2 strikes, and an out here. Bottom of the second inning, it's the Rough Riders at the plate here. Gazelles in the field who trail 2-0. A close one as of right now, and a takeoff for third. The throw, they've got her. Kyra Churchma gets a throw out as we watch the replay here on Yankton streaming on YouTube, brought to you by Yankton Winnelson, second generation, family owned and supporting the local community and Yankton athletics since 1981. A great play there by Kyra Churchma as the ball was in the turf, was able to scoop it up, didn't bobble it at all, and the throw down to third, a good one. Gerard got the tag on, but Coach Seitz right now is going to see if he can get a different call on the play, and it seems like he will not be able to. So DeVries gets thrown out at third from the hands of Kyra Churchma. Hinch, who reached off of the single, it's now running for Payson Sayasavan. And a grounder, Brooklyn King picks it up after the initial bobble and gets it over. It is a 4-3 ground out as that will close up our second inning of action. No runs for 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base for the Rough Riders. We head into the third inning of action. 2 runs scored so far, both belonging to the Rough Riders. When we return, opening up at the plate will be Ava Gerard for the Gazelles.
This is your invitation to thrive in Yankton, South Dakota. Nestled on the bluffs of the Missouri River, plenty of outdoor adventures are waiting. Whether you work remote or in a traditional office, we have a spot for you. Quality health care, diverse manufacturing, progressive school system, Mount Marty University, and so much more. Explore with family and friends. Let's thrive together.
And on the field as quickly getting behind home plate to make the throw down is Ray Sealer. Now she was the last out at the plate, so a little bit longer here. Gave me time to actually get a commercial in as things have been going quick here on the field. Ava Gerard to lead things off. It'll be Brooklyn King on deck and September Rao in the hole for Yankton here in the third inning. Still looking for that first runner here as Desiree Hinch has done as good of a job as you could ask for to open in the circle here. 0-1 after the swing and miss from Gerard. As that one just misses outside, ball one. And some of those somewhat closer ones, you always wonder if it's caught. Does that get called for strike two? 1-1 the count here. That one low and inside, 2-1. If Gerard reaches, she will be the first base runner here for Yankton in the game. But with that said, still a close one. 2-0 the count and a high pitch. 3-1 the count now. And the pressure on Desiree Hinch with the current perfect game through 2 innings of action. Ava Gerard at the plate here, and it will be a walk, and Yankton has got a base runner. And if that doesn't feel like the announcer's curse, don't know what does. With the saying of, well, she's got a perfect game, and, well, what do you know, a walk. Brooklyn King now up to the plate. She's got a runner on first, no outs, and Yankton for the first time has someone on base. Hinch winds up, fires it in. Right down the pipe, it's called strike one. Brooklyn King not far removed from her performance of 4 of 4 and 4 RBIs just a few nights ago. That was last week against Pierre. Sits on the next pitch, 1-1 now the count. That was the first walk, by the way, for Desiree Hinch, who's thrown nearly nothing but strikes and gets another one here. No swing from King as it's now a 1-2 count here for the junior at the plate, who's been hitting 400 so far on the season. That one not missing by much, but just a tad high and out of the zone. 2-2 now the count. Two balls, 2 strikes here. Hinch winds up, fires it in, ball 3. Count is full, and you feel like maybe at this point, team's kind of learning the umpire's strike zone. That is the beauty of softball, is, you know, you've got that aspect of, you've got to learn the strike zone. Full count, payoff pitch right down the pipe, a swing and a miss there, and Hinch gets another one. King goes down swinging, and now September Rao at the plate as she faces 1 out with 1 runner on. That would be Gerard on first after the walk. September Rao, a nice swing on the first attempt, misses 0-1. Desiree Hinch with her 5th strikeout already here in the top of the 3rd inning. Another swing and a miss there at the plate. 0-2 now as Hinch leads. Waiting on deck is the leadoff hitter for Yankton in Callie Koletsky. As Yankton looking to put some runs up here. And a 3-pitch strikeout there. Hinch picks up number 6 for Yankton. Now 2 outs and Callie Koletsky batting. Koletsky struck out in the 1st inning. Now her 2nd time around, seeing Desiree Hinch in the circle. Gets a piece of it, it's hit up, and luckily for Koletsky, will drop as Ray Sealer was closing in on it behind home plate. It's fouled off, and it will keep Koletsky at the plate. Callie Koletsky works against 2 outs and a runner on first with Ava Gerard. 0-1 the count here. Fouls the next one off as well. Can tell the timing, she's starting to get a little bit here from Desiree Hinch. And what a start to the season for Callie Koletsky. a sophomore only for the team, came into the game batting a .545. A quick pitcher and catcher meeting here before they both return to their position and back to the at-bat. 0-2 the count here. Callie Koletsky working against Desiree Hinch. 2 outs here, and Yankton trying to put up some runs in the third inning as they've been shut out so far. And strike 3 there. And out number 3 as Desiree Hinch will take all 3 herself, up to 7 strikeouts now in the game. After 2.5 innings of action, it is 2-0. Sioux Falls Roosevelt leads when we return.
When you need top-notch appliances that last, trust the experts at Murph's Appliance. From washers and dryers to refrigerators, they have all the trusted brands to keep your home running smoothly. At Murph's, you'll find Maytag appliances built for durability and service you can count on. Whether it's a new oven or a repair, they're there for you every step of the way. Stop on down to Murph's Appliance, your local Maytag dealer in Vermilion. Maytag and Murph's, reliable just like you.
Imagine working for a successful global business with customers in 140 countries. That's Vishay Intertechnology, a Fortune 1000 maker of electronic componentry. Now imagine a company of that size with that kind of stability and a caring family-like environment. Learn more about what you can do at Vishay by visiting VishayCareers.com. Vishay is an equal opportunity employer. Vishay, the DNA of tech.
Bottom of the third inning, Rough Riders lead it 2-0 here and are currently at the plate. Leading things off will be Miley Melligard with Vanessa Kiggins on deck and Aaliyah Chagoya in the hole. That is the 4, 5, 6 hitters for the Rough Riders here to open the third inning. Melligard was walked in her first at-bat in the first inning. She reached third where she was left stranded. Gary, the 1-0 pitch, low, 2-0 it makes it. So far, a low scorer here tonight, as it's been a pretty good defensive effort. No errors on either side, only 2 total base hits. Despite the framework from Churchma, that one will be called ball 3. And Gary now with some work to do to get back into this one, as Melligard, the cleanup hitter for the Rough Riders, 1 pitch away from walk number 2 here in the game. She'll sit on that one, and Gary certainly found the zone there. Rough Riders with 1 base hit in each inning of action. Scored both of their 2 runs in the first inning, and they've left 4 on base. So Yankton has done a nice job when runners are on, and Melligard has walked now for the 2nd time of the night.
The third baseman, number 33, Vanessa Kiggins.
Vanessa Kiggins now at the plate here for Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Faces no outs and a runner on first here. As that one called for a strike 1. Kiggins, the third baseman for the Rough Riders. Hasn't seen much action as the ball has only been put into play twice here by the Yankton Gazelles, and both times to the right-hand side of the field. 1-1 the count after that last pitch. Gary fires it in, misses low, 2-1. Kiggins flew out to right field in her lone at bat of the game, 0 for 1 to open this one. The 5th hitter in the lineup for her squad. Now an outside pitch makes it 3-1. 3-1 the count here. Reese Gary working in the circle against Kiggins. The next one, a grounder. It's hit over to short. Burns will get the lead runner at second, and the throw won't make it in time. But the Gazelles, they get the lead runner, and that's the important part. Melligard out at second. Kiggins will reach first on a fielder's choice. And at the plate now, Aaliyah Chagoya. Chagoya was walked in the first inning. She works with 1 out and 1 runner on. Took a cut at that one, missed it, 0-1 the count. Yankton has played well in the field to open this one, and they're going to have to because they're facing a very good pitcher on the flip side. Gary's next one just inside and maybe a little bit low as well. 1-1 the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Chagoya standing in at the plate with Abigail Paulson on deck. That one high. And Churchman will keep. Kiggins put on first. Bottom of the 3rd inning here. And again, just a game that's flown by. We're about 40 minutes in as we started about 5 minutes early. Chagoya puts it into play. Right center field it goes. Callie Koletsky, reliable as always, pulls it in for out number 2. And couldn't ask for a better outfielder to play center for this Gazelle squad. And Yankton's got a very good outfield here on the field. Eliza Gurney in left, Callie Koletsky in center, and September Rao in right field. If that ball is really anywhere in their vicinity, not a line drive, odds are they're bringing it in and catching it. Abigail Paulson steps in now for her second at bat. She was hit by the pitch in her first at bat, and it was the first pitch she saw. Outside on this one from Gary, 1-0 the count. 2 outs and a runner on first. Now a high pitch, 2-0. That's some untraditional numbers here for the Rough Riders. At the plate, number 66. Before that was number 99. And on first is number 33 with Vanessa Kiggins. Paulson hits it high up in the infield it's at, and Jocelyn Burns able to call it off, and she drifts all the way out into left field and pulls it in for out number 3. Our score remains 2-0 after 3 innings of action. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base for the Rough Riders. Now back to the top half of things, and the Gazelles will open the top of the 4th inning. Leading things off will be Jocelyn Burns when we return on Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
There's a whole new world out there. It's called the off-road, and it's waiting to be explored in a Polaris. So gear up to make every moment count with the Polaris off-road vehicle. The new Polaris models are now available at Stockman's Motorsports in Yankton. No matter the weather, get ready to tackle all the trails. With machines like these, your world just gets bigger. Stop in at Stockman's Motorsports today to learn more about the epic new Polaris off-road lineup.
To open the top of the 4th inning, Jocelyn Burns will lead things off here for Yankton. Takes a swing at the first pitch, 0-1. I tell you what, Sioux Falls Roosevelt takes maybe 20 seconds to quick throw their one pitch, throw it down to second. I got to be on my toes moving quick here with the graphics and all. Next pitch misses outside, 1-1 the count. Burns at the plate, 0-for-1 in today's game, but certainly a very good hitter in this Gazelles lineup. And looking to get things rolling at the plate here for Yankton. Took a swing at that one, maybe a little bit high, but 1-2 the count here. Didn't miss it by much, but now down in the count as she leads off here for Yankton in the 4th inning. The 1-2 pitch, Burns, a hard hit grounder over to shortstop, and the throw to first off of the glove, and a little wiggle room here for Yankton as the error by the Roosevelt Rough Riders gives Yankton a base runner with no outs.
Number 22, Eliza Gurney.
Eliza Gurney now will step up to the plate, grounded out in the 1st inning. She was the first player to make contact here for her team. Yankton, their second base runner here of the game, and the first pitch comes in high, ball 1. Yankton certainly not anything but out of it. It's only a 2-run game here with half of the action yet to go. So a base runner here, a good sign, as the first 2 innings saw none. And Gurney, did she go? They'll say she did, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. It's a pretty quick call. You wonder if they're maybe going to call it a strike either way. And now hitting the outside zone is Hinch, 1-2 the count. Gurney looking for a base hit here to advance her runner in Burns, who's currently on first. Kyra Churchma on deck. And the 1-2 pitch, Gurney will foul it off. On the field, the PA making a nice windshield cracking noise. Luckily, way too far away every vehicle. Unless someone hits about a 500-foot home run. A swing and a miss there from Gurney. Burns will take off for second. It will be a strikeout out number 1, but Burns takes second on the stolen base.
Next up for the Gazelles, the catcher, number 23, Kyra Churchma.
Kyra Churchma now up to the plate. 6 RBIs on the year for her in an opportunity possibly for 7. Hinch, by the way, just picked up strikeout number 8 in the game. Pitch is low and inside, ball 1. And in talking with Coach Muth, over 10 strikeouts for Hinch last time these two teams matched up, and that was what she said. The team just can't do this time around, and so far it's kind of been that same story. Churchma swing and a miss, 1-1. Now here's the thing, though. Hinch is just an excellent pitcher for the Rough Riders. Yankton has really only swung at maybe 1 or 2 not-so-great pitches, and they're not missing these pitches by much. The 1-1 as Churchma lofts it high up into left field. Burns will tag up, and she'll stay put. Churchma flies out, and now 2 outs for Madison Musfelt, who steps up to the plate. The positive here for Yankton, the bats are starting to come around. They're starting to make contact here. Madison Musfelt at the plate. Also with 6 RBIs and an opportunity for possibly 1 more. Takes that pitch inside, ball 1. 2 outs and Burns on second. Musfelt at the plate with Isabel Sheldon on deck. That one finds the zone to put the count at 1-1. Two down, Yankton looking to score. A swing and a miss there, 1-2. Hinch has had at least 2 strikeouts in every inning in the circle. She's got 2 right now. And looking to put up 3, but Musfelt with a 1-2 count sits on it. It's outside off the glove. Burns will take off, ball 2. And a legit chance to score here for Yankton. Any base hit scores Burns outside of maybe a slow roller in the infield that Musfelt could outrun. 2-2 your count. Musfelt at the plate and a runner on third. She'll go down swinging as Hinch stays hot in the circle here tonight. So no runs off of no hits. 1 error and 1 left on base as Desiree Hinch picks up strikeout number 9 after 4 innings of play. Into the bottom of the 4th we go. Rough Riders lead it 2-0 when we return their 8 and 9 hitters to lead things off. And it'll be Avery Willis at the plate. Gazelles in the field when we come back. Doctors Lane, Reed, and Cole Swatsky make up the SWAT Chiropractic team. Check out their new location at 2000 Summit Street, Yankton, South Dakota. At SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab, they'll treat your neck and back pain, headaches and migraines, plantar fasciitis, sciatica, sports injuries, elbow, knee, rotator cuff, nerve injuries, and more. SWAT Chiropractic, specialized wellness and therapy. Let them get you ready for wherever life leads you. Back to the field here where the Gazelles in the field. Leading things off for Sioux Falls Roosevelt is the left fielder, Avery Willis. On deck will be Trista Anderson, and in the hole, Ryland DeVries. Now, Yankton no base hits, but they have kept it at a 2-0 game. A tight one at the halfway point here, 3.5 innings in. First pitch low and away, ball 1. Avery Willis grounded out in her first at bat to shortstop, where Burns was able to complete the play and wrap up our first inning of action. Willis sits on the next one, low, ball 2. Gazelles looking to keep up an impressive defensive performance here. And the next pitch low as well, ball 3. Yankton gives up about 4.5 runs per game, has given up 2 so far, as on the 3-0 pitch, Gary finds the zone. For the Rough Riders, they may have a negative overall runs compared to runs allowed, but again, they have played quite the schedule up to this point. Gary goes 2 in a row, count now full. As I was saying, you know, in your Roosevelt, you take on Harrisburg and Brandon Valley to open the season. That is 2 tough opponents, and probably going to make your numbers look a little bit worse than maybe what it should be. Payoff pitch here from Gary, right back up the middle. It goes, a base hit here for Avery Willis, and she's standing on first with a single. It is the 3rd base hit of the game here for the Rough Riders, and yet again, a base runner.
Number 11, Trista Anderson.
Trista Anderson will now step up and bat for the 2nd time here for the Rough Riders. And then to the top of the lineup will go first pitch low and outside, taking off for second, and not reaching safely is Avery Willis. Kyra Churchma with another throw out as we watch the replay, brought to you by Yankton Winnelson. A great throw down there from Kyra Churchma, and they get the out with Trista Anderson at the plate, who now faces a 1-0 count. 1-0 and 1 out. That one called in for a strike, is taking a step or 2 forward. There was Trista Anderson again, starting this at bat in the left side, left-handed side, and sits on a called strike 2 now. We'll see if she moves over to hit right-handed, and she will. So we switch hitter, and seems like she will get the first 2 strikes to try and make something happen as a lefty, and then flip it over to right-handed hitting. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Reese Gary works it in the circle and gets her for a called strike 3. Reese Gary, her 2nd strikeout of the night, and now 2 outs, no runners on, as Yankton trying to again throw a shutout inning here after giving up 2 runs in the 1st inning of action. Bottom of the 4th inning, and now it's Ryland DeVries at the plate. She's 1 for 1 with a triple and was also walked in the 2nd inning of action. Didn't bat last inning, but did lead off for her team. First pitch she will take high, 1-0 the count. If the Gazelles can keep it a 2-run game, they can certainly make that happen, but they need those bats to come around. At the plate here, Roosevelt, and that one hit up again sky high. Callie Koletsky will call off Burns and reel it in. As I said, reliable as ever in center field. Callie Koletsky brings it in as the Rough Riders, no runs off of 1 base hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. 3 total base hits in our action so far tonight as we wrap up the 4th inning. It is 2-0 when we return.
Slumberland Furniture at 2401 Broadway in Yankton, home of Kirkland Furniture Group's, bedroom groups by Laguna, and dining sets by Tower and Catadel. They're also the only place to offer furniture by Flex Steel and the biggest selection of Lazy Boy in the area. The Mattress Gallery is full of the best brand name mattresses in the business, including the all-new Tempur-Pedic Active Breeze personalized climate-controlled mattress. Slumberland Furniture, dining, bedroom sets, and mattresses in Yankton.
Top of the 5th inning, your score on the Fox Top of Yankton scoreboard, 2-0 with Sioux Falls Roosevelt hanging on to the lead they've had since that 1st inning of action. Isabel Sheldon to lead off for the Gazelles with Ava Gerard on deck and Brooklyn King in the hole. Sheldon immediately gets a piece of it, fouls it off down the 3rd baseline. Last night we saw her hit a double that was right down the 1st baseline, and it was against a very good pitcher in Taya Devricks, as she led off an inning of play at the plate last night. Sits on that pitch, 1-1 the count. 4 innings of action, 3 hits, only 2 runs here. Looking more like some baseball stats. And Sheldon now sits on the next pitch. 2-0, it makes the count. Desiree Hinch in the circle with 9 strikeouts through 4, 1 walk, no runs given up. The 2-1 pitch, Sheldon will foul it off as she's closing in on putting that into foul territory. Gazelles looking for early runners here. Now's when you start maybe counting those outs remaining in the box, as that one out of the glove and ball 3. Count is now full. Another one of those where you wonder if it's brought in, if that one's called for a strike 3. Yankton with 9 outs remaining at the plate, barring extra innings, to get these 2 runs. 3-2, Sheldon sits on it, and she'll be rung up for strike 3 as Hinch with double-digit strikeouts in this one. Sheldon goes down watching, and Ava Gerard now at the plate. 1 out, no runners on. First pitch is in for a strike, and Ava Gerard was walked in her first at-bat. She was the first base runner of the night for Yankton. Again, Gazelles really needing that here. Next pitch comes in high, ball 1. Last year when the teams faced off, it was 4-1. Right now, 2-0. So seemingly a defensive battle every time these teams match up. It's just good quality softball. Gerard takes a swing, misses that one, 1-2 the count. And the 1-2 pitch just misses, 2-2. Gerard at the plate with Brooklyn King on deck, and it actually looks like Olivia Puck is on deck instead. So a different batter there in the Gazelles lineup. And Gerard will go down swinging. 2 up, 2 down from 2 strikeouts here for Yankton. So Olivia Puck will step in here for Brooklyn King at the plate. Yankton just looking to get a little something different here rolling. We'll see if Puck plays the field or if she is just hitting for Brooklyn King. So 2 outs, no runners on. Puck at the plate with September Rao on deck. And then to the top of the lineup for Yankton. She'll sit on the first pitch, 1-0 the count as it's sent in high. The 1-0 pitch, a good one from Hinch, 1-1. 11 strikeouts to 1 walk for Desiree Hinch so far in this game. Swing and a miss there from Puck, 1-2 make it. And Yankton's going to need to find a way to get some base runners here. Is now down to 7 remaining outs to try and pick up some runs. 1-2 the count here. Hinch winds up, fires it in, a swing and a miss. And Hinch will take all 3 yet again as she goes 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on base as we wrap up the top of the 5th inning. When we return, it's the Rough Riders at the plate.
Warmer days are coming, and sooner or later your air conditioning will need to kick in as well. But what if it doesn't? Well, don't wait. Call Larry's Heating and Cooling. With 43 years in the business, we're very knowledgeable on what we do and how we serve our customers. You can rest assured that when you call day or night, someone will always pick up the call. Join our elite club today and become a priority member. Skip the line, get discounts on services, and have no overtime fees. Call Larry's Heating and Cooling for expert service from factory-trained technicians.
Craving something boss-level delicious? Come out to Boss Pizza and Chicken, where flavor meets delicious and delicious meets drooling. Your taste buds won't be the same when you taste the bold flavors of Boss Pizza and Chicken. From crispy chicken to juicy burgers to handcrafted specialty pizzas, Boss has it all. Serving lunch and dinner Monday through Sunday starting at 11 o'clock. That's why they're the boss. Boss Pizza and Chicken, just waiting to crush your cravings.
And back to the field as Reese Gary fires in a quick strike. Leading things off here for the Rough Riders is the pitcher Desiree Hinch. On deck will be Ray Sealer and Miley Meligard. In the hole, it's the 2-3-4 hitters here for the Rough Riders. So Yankton certainly going to need some good defensive effort to try and keep it a 2-run game. Runs have come at a premium in tonight's game for sure, and Rough Riders have had a lot of base runners, but they have left 6 on base at the close of our innings to this point. That one off the turf for ball 2. Only one inning has opened without a base runner for the Rough Riders. As now, right back to the zone. Finding it is Reese Gary. Gary with a 2-2 count here. Works against Desiree Hinch, who is 1 for 1. Also had a sac fly to left field that scored a run in the first inning of action. The 2-2 pitch, again bouncing off the turf. Ball 3, count now full. Full count and a nice pitch, but Hinch roped that one foul and out of play, and Yankton probably happy that one went foul. Hit hard off of the bat of Hinch. 3-2 your count here. Another payoff pitch, and it's called for strike 3. Reese Gary will get an out, and her 3rd strikeout of the night. A much-needed out there for Yankton, as now Ray Sealer at the plate. Facing 1 out and no runners on. Miley Meligard moves up to on deck, and Vanessa Kiggins in the hole. Bottom of the 5th inning, our score remains the same as it's been pretty much the entire way throughout. 2-0, Rough Riders leading. First pitch just a touch high, as Gary coming off a strikeout, as Hinch went down looking. Sealer 0 for 1, was walked in the first inning and then grounded out to second. She'll sit on a called strike 1. I'm Zach Spear here on Yankton, streaming on YouTube. It's been great to do Gazelle softball. This is currently year 4 for me, and it's always fun to get to be a part of that one. Sent into the backstop, 2 on the count. Whether from the first game, as it was officially made a sanctioned sport in the state of South Dakota. We were there for that, and when the Gazelles made the state tournament in the first year. And ever since we have been in coverage, and wouldn't want to be anywhere else, as it's been a lot of fun. 2-1 the count here. Gary just a little outside on that one. 3-1 as Ray Sealer looks for something to put the barrel on. Three and 1 the count. Gary, outside it goes, and a walk and a runner for Roosevelt. If again Yankton can hold off and not give up any runs, no harm on the walk, as a pinch runner again, Paige Schmidt, will come in for Sealer. And we have seen Schmidt running before for the Rough Riders.
Number 16, Miley Meligard.
Miley Meligard now at the plate. She has been walked in her 2 plate appearances. Sits on the first pitch and didn't miss by much. 1-0. This one could go the full 7 innings, and certainly looks like it will. Or at least into the top half, and a line drive into right field. It's over the head of Rao. To the fence it goes. Extra bases here for the Rough Riders, and they'll send it home. The throw was to third, and it will be an RBI double. Sioux Falls Roosevelt with their first score from the first inning. An RBI double for Miley Meligard. Schmidt brings it all the way around home. Three nothing. That makes the score. Vanessa Kiggins now at the plate. That one fouled up and into the backstop.
Number 33, Vanessa Kiggins.
So the Rough Riders extend their lead to 3-0 here in the bottom of the fifth inning. At the plate, their fifth hitter in Vanessa Kiggins. 0 for 2 in the game, but did reach in the third off of a fielder's choice. A line drive, same spot as the last one, but not quite as much on it as Rao will bring it in for the out. So 2 outs now here for the Rough Riders. A runner on second with Meligard and Aaliyah Chagoya. Chagoya in this one, 0 for 1, flew out in the third inning, was also walked in the first inning of action. Reached second before she was stranded. First pitch off the turf, it goes low, ball 1. (1-0) the count. Now 1-1 as Gary, a nice toss there. One and one the count, 2 outs and a runner on second for the sixth hitter in the lineup, Chagoya. Chagoya hits it high up, it's over towards third. Ava Gerard is in foul territory where she pulls it in for out number 3, and we wrap up our fifth inning of play here. And we head to the final 2, the top of the sixth inning on the way. Gazelles, 6 outs to try and get a few runs when we return, leading things off, September Rao.
MT and RC Smith Insurance has been a part of the Yankton community since 1949. Our agency would love to help you with your home, auto, business, life, and long-term care insurance needs.
We take pride in providing you with quality service when you have a claim or need to make changes to your coverage.
The MT and RC Smith Insurance Agency is flexible to meet with you in person or at the office at 204 West 4th Street. Give them a call for insurance changes, payments, claims, or service requests.
Back to the field, September Rao will lead things off in the top of the sixth inning, then to the top of the lineup after that for Yankton. That last inning of action, the Rough Riders with 1 run off of 1 hit, no errors in the field, and 1 left on base. September Rao gets a piece of it, fouls it back, and will open with an 0-1 count. Yankton needs runners, and they need some runs. We've reached now the 6th inning. They've got 6 total outs remaining, and they need 3 as of now. Rao, a swing and a miss, 0-2. It'll make the count. Hinch right now working on a no-hitter. Has only seen even 2 runners on, 1 off a walk and 1 off an error. And now September Rao will get called on strike 3, and Hinch picks up another. Callie Koletsky now at the plate. Yankton right now just needs to find a way to get on base. Fresh count here for Koletsky as she tries putting down the bunt. It's fouled off 0-1. And there's your just finding a way. Koletsky, a right-handed hitter, though, so she does have a little further distance than what a lefty would have, but certainly fast enough to outrun if the bunt is in the right spot. Puts the bunt down. It is picked up by Desiree Hinch. She'll get the throw to first, and it is 2 up, 2 down here for Yankton. A 1-3 put away, and now Yankton facing 2 outs with Jocelyn Burns at the plate.
Number 2, Jocelyn Burns.
So 2 up, 2 down here for Yankton. No runners on, and Burns at the plate. 0 for 2, but did reach off of an error in her last at bat. Sits on the first pitch, 0-1. Coming up, we'll have our first Go to National Bank post-game show, our chat with Jill Muth, and our hot hitter of the game for Yankton, brought to you by Kaiser Heating and Cooling of Yankton. Kaiser Heating and Cooling, also the hot hands of the game during our basketball season. And, well, if we've got no base hits, might have to do a hot hands for the best fielder here in tonight's game. Next pitch outside. 2-1 the count, 2 outs, no runners on. Burns working in the box against Hinch. Looking for her first base hit. Now sits on a ball 3. And Yankton an opportunity for their third base runner of the night. 3-1 the count. Hinch in the circle. Winds up and fires it in. It's sent high, and Yankton does get a base runner with Jocelyn Burns. Burns will take a walk. It is her second time reaching base here. And now Eliza Gurney with a runner on first, 2 outs. That is Desiree Hinch's second walk here of the night. First pitch outside. And Yankton certainly wouldn't mind if she started walking a few batters in a row. But Hinch definitely has not given them many opportunities. That time hits the zone, 1-1 the count. One and one here. Gurney thought about swinging, holds off. It's a ball, and Burns will take second. So Burns Gurney puts it into play, over to second, off the glove, it bounces, and Gurney just unable to outrun it, even with the bobble, and she will ground out, as that is the end of the top of the 6th inning. No runs off of no hits, 1 on, and no errors in the field for the Rough Riders as we enter the bottom of the 6th inning. When we return, it's the 7, 8, 9 hitters for the Rough Riders. Les Schwab Tires, located at 2809 Broadway in Yankton. It's the place to buy tires with all different tread types to fit your needs and rims ready to make your vehicle shine. Not only do they sell tires, they fix them too. Flats, brakes, alignments, and more. You can feel confident that your car will be taken care of. No waiting for your tires, they should have them in stock. If you're looking for tractor or semi-tires, those are available too. Les Schwab Tires, where the sign says it all.
Authentic Mexican food goods with the family touch is here in Yankton at Angela's Mexican Store. From fresh produce and meats to the spices and the snacks you miss from home. Traveling or just moved? No problem. They accept money from many different countries. Check out the different kinds of money on the wall. Family owned, family loved. They treat you like family. Angela's Mexican Store, where culture meets community. Stop in today.
And back to the field here. Yankton back in the field. It's the bottom of the 6th inning, 3-0. Sioux Falls Roosevelt currently leads a very similar score as we saw last season when they matched up in a 4-1 victory for Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Leading things off will be Abigail Paulson for the Rough Riders. On deck, Avery Willis and Trista Anderson on deck. First pitch, and that one hit deep into right field. It's going to make its way to the fence. Taking off and rounding second here is Paulson. She'll have a triple to open our 3rd inning of action. A great hit for Abigail Paulson in the 2nd triple we've seen for the Rough Riders here tonight. Chance to extend that lead now here for Sioux Falls Roosevelt.
Number 22, Avery Willis.
Avery Willis now steps up to the plate. Sits on the first pitch. 0-1 the count. Paulson with that, now 1 for 2 with a triple, was also hit by a pitch. Has done a nice job in that 7th hitting slot for the Rough Riders. Avery Willis is 1 for 2, coming off a single in her last at bat. And now A 1-1 count as that pitch sent in a little bit high out of the hands of Reese Gary. Yankton is going to need a 7th inning rally to try and keep this one alive here. And now a timeout called by Coach Seitz to talk things over with Avery Willis. And it's a Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton water break. And probably going to be a very quick one here as Willis turns around and heads back to the box. I'd like to thank you for tuning in tonight and supporting Yankton Gazelles softball here on Yankton, streaming on YouTube, as well as thank all of our Sportscaster Club members and our Element sponsors, as we couldn't do these games without you. And love getting to be a part of Yankton Athletics. 1-1 the count, and a bunt was put down and picked up at first. They won't be able to get it over in time, and it will count as a single and an RBI here for Sioux Falls Roosevelt, who has extended the lead to 4-0. Paulson comes across and scores. Avery Willis now on first as a perfectly placed bunt. That one could not have been put in a better position. Sheldon was forced to come pick it up, and by the time she had it in her glove, was not going to get it over to first in time. Trista Anderson now at the plate, her 3rd time here in this game. And Roosevelt leads 4-0 on our Fox Stop of Yankton scoreboard, the largest lead of the night. No outs and a runner on first here for the Rough Riders. Gazelles with some work to do when it comes around to the top of the 7th. A fake bunt and a throw down to second. Burns couldn't quite bring it in, and think maybe probably would have had the tag in time, but it will be a stolen base for Willis. Your count here. 4-0 your score. A grounder hard hit. Ava Gerard picks it up. The throw to first makes it in time. Runner will advance, but Yankton gets the first out here of the bottom of the 6th. Willis advances. Trista Anderson grounds out for the first out, and now back to the top of the lineup here for the Rough Riders. Ryland DeVries at the plate. Flew out in her last at bat here. Has a runner on first and faces just 1 out. More likely than not, if that ball is hit into the infield, Yankton will be going and trying for the out. That one hit up and into the backstop. Into Churchman's glove, but of course won't count for the out. 0-1 the count. Again, coming up, our first Go to National Bank post-game show and your hot hitter or hands of the game, brought to you by Kaiser Heating and Cooling of Yankton, as well as our chat with Gazelles head coach Jill Muth. A grounder, and that one will bounce off of DeVries, and now she faces an 0-2 count off of the dead ball. Next pitch doesn't miss by much, as DeVries braver than I, not swinging with the 0-2 count. 1-2 now the count. Ryland DeVries at the plate. Desiree Hinch on deck here for the Rough Riders. 1-2, the next one comes across high, and I do want to give credit. The umpire behind home plate has done a great job here so far tonight. He's been consistent, and that's the most important part, consistent on both sides. You know, unthankful, or it's not an easy job, let's just say that, as DeVries again flies up high up center field. It's caught by who else but Callie Koletsky. She has been busy in center field here tonight, and Yankton now with 2 outs in the field.
Number 4, Desiree Hinch.
Desiree Hinch at the plate here, faces 2 outs and a runner on first. Struck out in her last at-bat watching it, but has an opportunity to score another one here for Roosevelt. Fresh count, a hard hit grounder over to shortstop. Burns able to field it cleanly, gets the throw and relay in time, and that will be out number 3 here in the 6th inning of action for the Roosevelt Rough Riders. 1 run off of 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. Gazelles with 3 outs. They need 4 runs when we return.
Starting the first bank in South Dakota was the easy part, earning the confidence of local farmers, helping families account for their dreams, and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making South Dakota a great place to call home.
And to the field, it's the top of the 7th inning here for Yankton. They need 4 runs. Leading things off is Kyra Churchma here for Yankton. And Yankton, as of right now, is hitless in the game and just needs something to go their way here. Churchma 0 for 2 has made contact twice, though. Sits on the first pitch, hits the outside zone, 0-1 the count. 3 outs to make it happen here for Yankton. They've got to be decisive at the plate as Churchma, hard hit grounder and a base hit. Kyra Churchma ends the no-hitter, and Yankton's got a base runner. It just might be the momentum Yankton needs to get things rolling, as now Madison Musfelt, her 3rd plate appearance of the night. Musfelt takes a swing, misses on the first attempt, 0-1 the count. Musfelt looking to get on and advance the runner, and right now, just getting more runners probably more important than advancing the lone runner. 0-2 now the count after a swing and a miss there. Musfelt against Hinch. Isabel Sheldon awaits on deck for her 3rd at bat as well. Churchma on first here for Yankton. And Musfelt will go down swinging, and that is 1 out closer for the Rough Riders to a victory as Hinch picks up strikeout number 14 in the game. Isabel Sheldon at the plate here now. Faces 1 out with 1 runner on. Takes a swing, misses that one, maybe a little bit high. 0-1 the count. No balls, 1 strike, and now 0-2 as Sheldon sits on the second one. Sheldon will now be forced to protect the plate here. Ava Gerard awaits on deck. The 0-2 pitch from Hinch. Sheldon gets a good piece of it, fouls it out of play, and that one, I believe, reaches another field here in the complex. Your count remains here. Isabel Sheldon working against Desiree Hinch. Yankton needs runners. They've got 1, and that one again fouled off. 0-2, the count remains. So Isabel Sheldon is fighting in there at the plate, making Hinch work for it in this at-bat. 0-2 still the count. Hinch's next one low and inside for a ball. And only 2 walks out of the hands of Hinch so far in her 7th current inning of pitching. She's 6 1/3 innings through and misses outside there. 2-2 now the count. And that's why, if you can just keep fouling it off, the pitcher can only throw so many strikes in a row. 2-2 now the count here for Sheldon, who's fighting at bat. And fouls off yet again another pitch. 2-2 the count remains as Sheldon has fouled off 3 with 2 strikes. 7 pitches already in this at-bat alone here for Desiree Hinch. Isabel Sheldon looking to get on base for her team. And you probably guessed it, a foul ball. Ava Gerard on deck, getting plenty of time here to time up Desiree Hinch, as Sheldon continues to battle in the box. 1 out, 1 runner on here for Yankton. They trail 4-0 on our Fox Stop of Yankton scoreboard. It's the final inning of action. It's now or never. Another 2-2 pitch, and Sheldon fouls off another. We've got a double-digit pitch at bat here for Hinch. Sheldon making life difficult for Hinch right now, forcing her to throw strike after strike. Another 2-2 pitch coming up, and a foul ball. Sheldon's got to be thinking eventually one of these has to go into fair territory. If Sheldon can reach, it'll put a little pressure on the Rough Riders defense with 2 runners. 2-2 the count, in and out, and Sheldon puts that one into play. A hard hit grounder over to shortstop. They'll get Churchma at second, and Sheldon will reach off of the fielder's choice. They are down to their final out here with Ava Gerard at the plate.
The third baseman, number 8, Ava Gerard.
Churchma out at second for the second out here. Sheldon reaches on the fielder's choice, and Ava Gerard at the plate. 2 outs and 1 runner on. The pitch low and inside, ball 1. Yankton needs it now. No more outs to give before this one is wrapped up, as we're in the 7th inning of action. That one fouled off and back, 1-1 the count. Hinch right now probably a little tired of these fouled off pitches. 1-1 the count. Now 1-2. Ava Gerard with a 1-2 count. And a swing and a miss as that wraps up this one. And the shutout for Desiree Hinch in the circle. 15th strikeout for her as the Gazelles fall 4-0 to the Rough Riders. They will drop to 2-3 on the season, and the Rough Riders now 2-2, 500 on their year as they come away with the victory here tonight. Coming up, we've got our final stats, your hot hitter of the game, and our chat with Coach Muth. All of that on the way here. You'll want to keep it here on Yankton streaming on YouTube, and then we'll talk about what's coming up for Yankton softball.
The Bonesetter Chiropractic, Yankton. I'm Dr. TJ Stotz. When you need chiropractic, we're here. We use a hands-on approach, decompression traction, electrical stimulation, acupuncture, and state-of-the-art examination techniques. We're happy to offer exercise and supplement advice as well. The Bonesetter Chiropractic, 215 Mulberry, Suite 9, Yankton. Call or text 605-401-5701. Bringing you comfort when there's discomfort.
Triple Time Rudy's on the corner of 16th and Broadway, Yankton. Stop in and check out their wide variety of items. Grab some snacks, whether you want chips, popcorn, or something sweet, they have it. Ice-cold beverages, or when you need that boost in the morning, coffee. You can also grab the best locally produced meats, meat sticks, and cheeses in the area. Guaranteed fresh. For those hot days, grab a Freezy too. Get all your car needs and 5 cents off a gallon when using cash. All at Triple Time Rudy's, Yankton.
Welcome to Wall of Fame, where style meets customization, specializing in crafting custom clothing and print shirts. We ensure every stitch and every print is of the highest quality, so you get the best clothes every time. We're here for all your promotion needs, and the best part, our process is seamless. Simply share your designs with us and we'll handle the rest. Get custom clothes for the best price. Wall of Fame.
At Anytime Fitness Yankton, your fitness journey starts with one step, and Anytime Fitness will be with you every step of the way. Open 24 hours a day with top-of-the-line equipment and guidance you need to reach your goals. Plus, your membership gives you access to every Anytime Fitness gym anywhere. No matter your goals, no matter the time, you belong at Anytime Fitness Yankton, located at 2509 Fox Run Parkway. Start today at Anytime Fitness, where your fitness journey never stops.
Interior technicians.
Jerry, I need your help. I'm in a real pickle.
How can we help? We clean carpets, furnace and duct cleaning, mold remediation, fire restoration, water damage restoration, office cleaning, and much more.
No, Jerry, I'm in a real pickle. I'm stuck and I can't get out. Hang on, I'll send you a pic so you can see what I mean.
Oh my gosh. When you need it clean, call the Intech team, fixing pickles since 1984.
And now for the First Dakota National Bank post-game show as the Gazelles drop this one to the Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders. Your final score, 4-0 as your final stats in this one before we have our chat with head coach Jill Muth of the Yankton Gazelles. Unfortunately for Yankton, it was just a matter of trying to get on base, and Desiree Hinch certainly didn't make it easy for them as she put up in 7 innings pitched, 0 runs given up, 15 strikeouts, only 2 walks, and of course gave up 0 runs. For the Yankton Gazelles at the plate, Callie Koletsky leading off went 0 for 3. Jocelyn Burns went 0 for 2, but did reach by both an error and a walk in this one. Eliza Gurney went 0 for 3. Kyra Churchman had the lone base hit here for the Gazelles with a single, otherwise 1 for 3. Madison Musfelt went 0 for 3 at the plate. Isabel Sheldon 0 for 3, but did reach on a fielder's choice. Ava Gerard went 0 for 2 at the plate with a walk in the 3rd inning as well. Brooklyn King was 0 for 1. Olivia Puck was 0 for 1. And September Rao went 0 for 2. Gazelles finish up the game with 0 runs off of 1 hit, 0 errors, and 4 left on base. There's your silver lining. There's your positive. No errors in the field. And then for the Rough Riders, 4 runs off of 6 base hits. They had 1 error in the field and 8 left on base. It's time for your Kaiser Heating and Cooling Hot Hitter of the Game, brought to you, of course, by Kaiser Heating and Cooling. Yankton's original and most trusted heating and cooling professionals for over 76 years. Kaiser Heating and Cooling, 808 West 23rd Street of Yankton. Well, tonight's hot hitter of the game could really only be one player, and that is Kyra Churchma, who had the lone base hit of the night. She went 1 for 3, had a single in this final inning of action, but credit where credit is due. Desiree Hinch was lights out in the circle and did everything she could do to earn herself a victory, and she does give her team the win here tonight. Roosevelt now 2-2 as the Gazelles now 2-3 on the season. They'll be back in action this Thursday against Sioux Falls, Washington. Of course, we'll have first pitch and the entire game right here on Yankton streaming on YouTube, and it will be first pitch at 6 o'clock, pregame around 5:30. And look forward to that one as we still await our chat with head coach Jill Muth. In the circle for Yankton, Reese Gary had 6 innings pitched, gave up 4 runs, had 3 strikeouts, and 6 walks. So overall, a pretty good game for Reese Gary in the circle as she pitched last night as well. And we'll see. Sounds like she'll probably be in action on Thursday as well. We'll take our final break here of the post game before our chat with Jill Muth. We'll be back in a moment here on Yankton streaming on YouTube.
Stunning flowers from Pied Piper are the finishing touch on your most perfect wedding day. We are your full-service florist with the experience and knowledge to design the perfect wedding flowers, sure to make all your wedding flower dreams come true. Brides, bridesmaids, boutonnieres, corsages, ceremony reception, and all event work are our specialty. Your style, your day, your vision. Pied Piper Flowers makes it happen. Pied Piper Flowers, your wedding florist.
At Elwood Family Dental Care, we treat our patients like family. We have an experienced and caring dental team. We take the time to make sure you understand your oral health and answer any questions you have about your dental treatments. We take pride in educating our patients. Whether you need fillings, crowns or bridges, dental implants, just a teeth cleaning, or even Botox, come visit us at 1818 Broadway Avenue. And remember, we take care of the entire family.
Hi, I'm Franny Kiefer with the Yankton School District Alumni Association. We strive to create a community of alumni and friends who support extracurricular and educational opportunities in the Yankton School District through scholarships, grants, innovative education opportunities, and staff appreciation. With us, you will keep connected to a community of Yankton School District alumni and friends all over. You can help continue to pay it forward and help future graduates. Register today at the Yankton School District Alumni Association website.
Yankton Rexall in the Meridian District, Yankton, for all your gifts and decor needs. It's the only place in town to find both Hallmark ornaments and cards for any occasion. They also have Willow Tree and Precious Moments collectibles, the perfect anniversary and wedding gifts, nativity scenes, Watkins products, and single Abdallah chocolates. The Yankton Rexall Pharmacy for all your prescription needs. Yankton Rexall at the corner of 3rd and Douglas, downtown Yankton.
Hi, it's Linda at Linda's Angel Crossing in Yankton. I carry Tribal, Lulu Bee, Ethel, Southern Lady, and Old Ranch. I have other brands too. The nursery has everything you need for babies. Copper pearl bibs, magnetic sleepers, swaddlers, bag sleepers, and baptism. Toddler clothing, boys and girls Under Armour to size 7, toys, little golden books, and other unique kids' toys. Linda's Angel Crossing, 1101 Broadway in Yankton.
And back on our first Go to National Bank post-game show, head coach Jill Muth of the Gazelles. And coach, your team in action here tonight, a 4-0 loss against the Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders. What did you see from your team in this one?
You know, I think we'll start on the defensive side. I think we played our best defensive game of the year. I don't know that we had an error.
Correct, yep, no errors.
I told them the one play maybe that was maybe not an error, but a miscue as we threw the ball to third on a hit to the outfield instead of maybe looking at home. And some of that was, I was yelling third in the dugout, but I'm also not on the field, and that could have come from our field maybe yelling four. But otherwise, we made every play. Callie Koletsky was doing all over the place out there, and we had a couple hard hit balls to several of our infielders, and we made good plays. So defensively, I thought we were really good.
And as you said it right there, that was one of my main talking points. 0 errors in the field, and Callie Koletsky certainly said her name plenty as she was all over the place. She showed why she's in center field here tonight. And another defensive player I want to shout out is Kyra Churchma, as she had a couple of throwdowns, and it was nice to get those, as she's been close on a lot this year, and she got 2 this game.
Yeah, Kyra did a great job behind the plate tonight. She was a wall back there, and yes, for her, I think that was nice for her to get a couple that she's been real close on. And yeah, Kyra was fantastic and had some great throws, and is doing a nice job for us for, I would say, maybe not necessarily always being a natural catcher. So I thought very happy with her and all of our defenders, but yes, I was very happy with Kyra back there behind the plate. And then offensively, that pitcher's good. She's hittable, but, sometimes we, get in our head, oh boy, and this is going to be a tough one, and then we just kind of don't always swing at great pitches, and then, it was, our girls took hacks. We fouled some off, and she battled, and give her props. She was good again tonight.
Absolutely, and now coming up, your third game of the week, and it's Sioux Falls, Washington this Thursday. Your thoughts on that one?
Yep, they've got another good pitcher. So, we knew this was going to be a tough stretch, and this girl's a good pitcher, but she's hittable too, and so we're going to try to, keep the defense where we were at, play steady, good defense, make the plays, and then see if we can put the ball in play and see if we can score some runs and see what happens.
And I look forward to being at that game. Should be a good one at home. Appreciate the time as always. And now for a light walk here back to the vehicles at the Sanford Sports Complex.
Yep, it is a little jaunt out there, but it's a nice complex. But yes, it would be nice if we could have parking a little bit closer. But I guess we can't complain about everything. So, nice night for softball and beautiful complex. So thanks for covering us, and we appreciate all you do for Yankton Athletics.
Absolutely appreciate the time. Again, that was head coach Jill Muth here of the Yankton Gazelles, and that will pretty much wrap it up for us here tonight, as Thursday night we'll be back in action as the Gazelles host the Sioux Falls, Washington Warriors. I'm Zach Spear for the final time here tonight on Yankton, streaming on YouTube. Have a great rest of your night. We'll talk with you Thursday for Gazelles softball.
This has been a presentation of Yankton High School Softball on Yankton Streaming on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in, and join us next time for all the action.